Do you own cryptocurrency in your portfolio? This is a video that I usually don't do many on cryptocurrency, but we want to talk today about XRP and how absolute crazy this cryptocurrency has been on an absolute tear lately. When you look at the cryptocurrency's price, up 54% in 2025. Now, granted, we are 2 weeks into the new year. It is absolutely just crushing it, up over 520% in the past year, which is crazy. On the heels of the recent gains that we've seen, it is now the third most valuable cryptocurrency, trailing behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I want to do this because I've gotten a lot of questions about this, not only on YouTube, but also in real life. What people have really asked me my personal opinion of XRP. So it seems like this rally was kicked off when Donald Trump's election win last November. Investors are betting that within the presidential change, that we are going to have a long-standing legal issues really around cryptocurrency. And a lot of that is going to be cleared up with Donald Trump taking the presidency. And I believe it is tomorrow, Martin Luther King Day, that he is going to be do this. Now, with Trump-related catalysts could send XRP even higher in 2025. Same with Bitcoin, same with Ethereum. It seems like they are going to have really unprecedented levels of support for cryptocurrency in office and within the industry, which could push this a lot higher. In addition to outlining plans to have favorable regulations, the president also wants to make the US the cryptocurrency or the crypto capital of the entire planet. Owning more cryptocurrency, believing in digital assets are financial instruments that are going to unlock trillions of dollars of wealth. And of course, when the government starts buying on a really big level, this is going to send a lot of these cryptocurrencies to the moon. Now, personally, not a financial advisor here, but I do hold cryptocurrency in about 10% of my portfolio. Hold some Bitcoin, hold some Ethereum, some XRP, as well as some gaming tokens that I hold. But when you start thinking of this and thinking of the tailwinds of the cryptocurrency industry, this could also mean the nationwide adoption in the United States. We know there's a lot of things like Binance that moved offshore, and I believe KuCoin, the exact same. Most of it was taken away from the US a while ago, where if you live and really work, operate in the United States, you are limited to what you can do. Now, of course, when it comes to XRP cryptocurrency, there was a lot in 2020 about the accused Ripple of selling tokens, really unregistered securities. There was a lot of things, and it has seen a lot of news. And unfortunately, you have to be careful. When you look at a lot of the news around cryptocurrency, that can raise a lot of awareness, can raise a lot of hype around it, driving the prices much higher than we traditionally see. So what does it mean? So we seen the case in 2023 was settled where they paid a fine of 125 million, and pretty much Ripple was done at that point. The penalty was sought far below the $2 billion that the SEC was looking for, and they only got 125 million. And then of course, they really went ahead with the ruling. Seems like that is going to be pretty much done at this point. Now, Trump has selected Paul Atkins as Gensler's replacement. Atkins is going to sign as a supporter, and again, really big supporter for the crypto industry, which is going to have very clear defined regulatory backdrops for cryptocurrency and shying away from pursuing legal action of areas and really not specifically outlined in laws. So it might go back to a lot more of the Wild West when it comes to cryptocurrency, but XRP could have an even more powerful bullish catalyst next year. Now, when they talk about this, and this is again why I want to break it down, when you start thinking of the ability and what they're doing, we've seen the strong start to 2025. But when you look at social media and the bullish development, what they're doing. So on January 16th, reports emerged that Trump is considering Ripple as an asset candidate for the US strategic cryptocurrency reserve that they're building. So if this is a consideration, of course, it does drive the price up higher. And if they actually get to the point of buying some of these smaller tokens outside of Bitcoin, it can drive their price to the moon. When you start thinking about this, Trump has previously outlined plans for the US to increase Bitcoin holdings as a reserve, very similar to what we see when we used to hold gold once upon a time. The president has also said he's considering tokens like XRP, which we're talking about right now, Solana, which has done incredibly well, USD token as part of this initiative as well. Don't know the percentages, don't know if it's going to happen outside of holding Bitcoin, But honestly, when you look at the reports, it did send XRP up considerably. And if the US government does come in buying tokens part of a reserve system, again, it could push your valuation much, much higher. This could happily be, the regulation we've been looking for in cryptocurrency, really legitimizing the tokens themselves, the rising bullish sentiment of what they're doing through the endorsement of the government itself, and then, of course, the presidential administration making a much more favorable regulation climate really for cryptocurrency overall, and potential resolutions to the SEC could make a big difference when we're seeing him going into office. And again, it is going to be tomorrow. So there are a few other things that they talk about in this article from the Monty Fool, as well as what do we think that it's going to be in the future? Where do they plan on some of these cryptocurrencies? And it's funny because when you look at a lot of different places and they say, Bitcoin's going to be at $1 million a coin within, the next 10 years, a lot of it is speculation. And that's why I said you have to be really careful when you start looking in this, when you start looking at where cryptocurrency could be, what we're going to see in the future. It's super, super interesting, guys. Now, of course, the disclaimer for this, before you get into any cryptocurrencies, you need to do your research. You need to understand exactly what cryptocurrency is, exactly the functionality behind it, and how the blockchain technology works itself. I've always stood by, just like most investors do, know exactly what you're investing in. Make sure you're not just dumping your money because there's an article, because you see it in the news, because you see it everywhere. But Ripple Labs and the technology really behind the popular cryptocurrency XRP, which of course is sometimes referred to as Ripple, has gotten a little bit of scrutiny lately. And again, we started seeing with the IPO kind of on the calendar, thinking of this might even go into an ETF category. That's the other thing they're really looking at. So when you have the SEC behind you, and when you look at the Bitcoin ETFs, then we see in the Ethereum ETFs, they're saying that XRP and Solana could possibly be some of the future investments or the securities that are going to be available essentially in the future, meaning that you're going to be able to have it publicly traded as an ETF, as a portfolio, as just like a Bitcoin trust that is going to contain the tokens itself. Now, this, of course, you also have to think when it comes to, again, the blockchain technology and everything else, when you start looking at companies and valuation, what companies are holding their coins, what companies are holding them kind of on a marketplace, majority of the Bitcoin ETFs, and that's kind of the easy point of reference, have been using Coinbase as a holding pot, essentially, to all the cryptocurrencies that are trading in these ETF portfolios or these Bitcoin trusts themselves. And there are a few companies that do hold the actual Bitcoin, the digital technology or the digital currency themselves within the, really the companies itself, which again is kind of interesting because a lot of people say that if you have it on an exchange, you don't own the wallet, so you don't own the passphrase, you don't actually own the cryptocurrency until you have it kind of in that self-custody wallet. But for a lot of people, especially on the investing aspect, they don't want to worry about holding, they don't want to worry about security, they don't want to worry about actually having the coins themselves. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the cryptocurrency. What do you think about holding it in a self-custody wallet? What do you think about holding it on an exchange, holding it in an ETF, in a Bitcoin trust? Where do you hold your cryptocurrency if you have cryptocurrency? Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.